The earth is closed today.
Kayfabe was a way to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
I am Mr. Richie Moon, and I'm Kayfabe Avenue, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
It's Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I am Mr. Richie Moon.
And I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And this is Kayfabe Avenue. And the earth is closed today. And that is obviously affecting a lot of wrestling. I mean, in all my years of life.
What we mean by the earth is closed, today was the first day of like an imposed sanction on New York to be completely shut down.
Let's talk about the big news.
Yeah. Fuck that. Let's talk about big news.
Joey Janela's spring break has been canceled. That means we don't get no clusterfuck.
Yeah. So
coronavirus is creating a clusterfuck for everybody.
For Superhuman.
No.
Walmart dudes.
No. We're not ready for that. We're not ready for no Superhuman, no Walmart dudes.
No.
Not in this climate.
So the big news is that WrestleMania is moving to the Performance Center. All the events for WWE for the foreseeable future are all moved.
All due to this coronavirus that's been traveling across the world. And we've been waiting for, 3 weeks now to find out what's the deal with WrestleMania. It was going to pack about 76 to 78,000 fans. Focus and myself included, we're supposed to be a part of that. So we were gauging to see what was going on. Everybody was thinking they were probably going to move it to another place, maybe even another country. As we heard, the Saudi Arabians offered them $75 million to actually hold WrestleMania. But coming off of the last Saudi show to go right back for WrestleMania, I'm glad they didn't go that route because it would have put everyone at risk trying to fly back into America. And in this current,
the travel ban is up. I mean, listen. I mean, we're sitting here joking around and saying that's the big news. Of course, everybody stays safe. But I mean, it sucks. In all the years ever of wrestling, who knows?
WrestleMania 36. This is the first WrestleMania ever where it's not going down the way it was intended. Like,
shout out to
this
Vince,
is the first
though.
biggest fuck up in history as far as WrestleMania goes.
I mean,
and it's not even a fuck up. It's not Vince's fault. As much of you marks on the line want to say fuck Vince and he should have postponed it. What people are not really considering in that situation, had Vince postponed WrestleMania, what would we get if Mania was in July? What happens to SummerSlam? What happens to the staple pay-per-views that help build up WWE? I still want to see SummerSlam. I still want my Survivor Series. I still want my Royal Rumble. The other pay-per-views, maybe we can be flexible with those. But the main 4 shows, those are untouchable. So for him to push it back even a month, that throws off so much as far as storyline build. Not only that, it's a quarterly thing at this point. You can't shove 2 big events like that in 1 quarter because 1 is not financially feasible as a business, 1. And 2, are you really going to be able to garner the same amount of fans that a WrestleMania and an event like SummerSlam or Rumble in such close proximity to each other? I don't think that's gonna really happen. And right now, there's no end in sight to this ban. They're trying a 2-week thing across the country to see where that leads us. Maybe the virus goes away or less people get infected that way. But this can impact us. They're saying maybe even until June, July, or August. So what is Vince supposed to do in that situation?
Yeah, I mean, this is a world thing. This is a thing that's bigger than wrestling. So people,
it's
so all events are at the Performance Center for the foreseeable future. I think they need to take advantage of this.
Well, it's already happened actually
because on Raw
we had SmackDown. That was the first episode in the Performance Center, and Raw. I thought maybe Raw they were gonna learn.
It was NXT. Was the first episode.
We mean like as far as like the empty arena.
Performance Center? As far as empty arena, no.
Oh no,
they had fans.
They had fans there, yeah. But
SmackDown started the trend of having no fans in the arena, and it was awkward. A couple promos aside, that kind of held the ship together. Triple H on commentary as far as SmackDown, it was very, very awkward. You could tell that.
I mean, Triple H basically carried that whole show on commentary.
No, he did, and you can tell Michael Cole was trying his best to hold down that show as well. But it's just really weird, and that's the big thing. That's a big takeaway from people. They're saying it's a weird thing.
I think it's
to have no fans.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think it's different.
I mean, I'd rather have this than nothing.
Exactly.
Because right now, no NBA, no NFL, no other type of entertainment. Not only that, movies, TV shows, those have all been stopped in production. So, who else is really nonstop providing us that entertainment? It's always Vince. And I feel like people should appreciate that. Booking decisions, talent acquisition decisions aside, when the world gets tough, Vince is there for his fans. Vince still makes sure the show goes on. When 9/11 happened, he was the first event that had any large gathering, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be the first event that holds a large gathering coming off of this. Vince is unstoppable at this point, and I commend him for this performance and everything.
It's such good shit.
Yeah, the show doesn't stop. And, with WrestleMania obviously being moved to another place, that affects WrestleMania weekend. And if a lot of you don't know, some wrestlers, some whole entire companies have their biggest events during WrestleMania weekend. They make the most money during WrestleMania weekend. So with that being canceled, that affects the entire wrestling world.
Last year,
WrestleCon, the founder, he said he's gonna put his house up on sale if
it's that serious.
That's crazy.
Because they make so much money during that weekend.
Because
last year alone, those 40 something.
They make
in the events throughout WrestleMania week, we had a whole calendar with every day there was a new promotion. Stars that have nothing to do with WWE.
A lot of wrestlers make the most money because that's when they get signed to the most bookings. That's when they get seen. A lot of the wrestlers,
all the talent scouts
they get moved to the next. They get moves to the next level because scouts are in town and all that stuff. So WrestleMania weekend is a huge weekend for money for the city. A lot of money.
Aside from the changes to WrestleMania and the upcoming Raws and SmackDowns and even NXTs that are going to be in empty arenas, they full on canceled NXT TakeOver.
Yeah.
And they full on canceled the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So all you trolls out there with the Bellas, I guess you don't get to see them give their speech. But
it sucks.
It really does suck. It's unfortunate and it's affecting everybody.
You know who I feel bad for the most? Take a guess.
I feel bad for us because we had tickets to Blood and Guts next week, and we're not even going to get to see that event until July as far as coming back to the Prudential Center. Yeah. AEW is following suit, and they're doing the same thing. They moved to an empty arena somewhere in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
And they're doing the same thing WWE is doing. Everybody's got on the big opportunity.
Everybody's been affected by this. New Japan hasn't had an event in like a month and a half.
Yeah.
They
canceled the New Japan Cup.
So imagine how many storylines Ghetto's going to have to recuperate after this. He's a year-long booker. Vince can rebound easy because a lot of Vince's things are thrown at the wall. He can move his pieces around. Ghetto kind of has a lock on the next year, so it's like
there might be in our next subject. There might be some advantages and disadvantages of that. But just to wrap up,
but you know who I feel bad for? Drew McIntyre.
Man, first ever Mania main event, maybe gonna come out WWE champion, and you got no fans to celebrate it.
The first Scott.
And the first Scott. And look at the road he took to get to that main event at WrestleMania. Like it took him out of the WWE, getting fired, rebuilding himself physically, mentally, going to the Indies, Impact, everything, to come back, scrape his way for the last 2-3 years, and look, nothing. Like it's sad for a lot of stars. Like that finally earned a spot. Like, I
wouldn't call it broken dreams or anything. I mean, yeah, it sucks that we're not gonna be able to be there, but I don't think this is in any way like. He's still going to be the WWE champion at the end of the day. Does it suck that we can't get that huge pop?
It's not the same. Think about Triple H's Mania wins and against Jericho. Would that have been as big? Would Rock?
It wasn't
like you say, Rock Hogan. Rock Hogan. You said muted without the fans. It's not even that good. In
It's
your
not.
personal opinion.
It's not.
So imagine how we gonna feel towards those other matches.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then we don't really know the extent of what Vince is doing as far as pairing people together, because we've barely seen any matches on Raw and SmackDown so far. They've been filling it with Elimination Chamber and the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
The whole first hour was pretty much a quick promo segment, and then straight into Royal Rumble. Edge came on, gave his little speech, turned it into a last man standing match versus Randy Orton.
Little speech, man. Don't undermine that, man. That promo. See, that's a great segue. Let's move on into the advantages and disadvantages of having this empty arena. You're gonna really see who can cut promos, because I think Edge cut such a good promo. They zoomed in on him. I mean, when you don't have the crowd there, you don't have to pan out to the crowd. Like, I feel like WWE writers, they write their stuff like, this line, stop to pan the crowd, wait for crowd reaction. Without the crowd reaction there, you have wrestlers talking like real people. What a novelty.
Well,
and you know what I'm saying?
That's why people are so dependent on the crowd to hype them up for these shows, because they've been kind of trained to see the crowd reacting to everything, hearing the crowd reacting to everything.
This is true.
It's the roar of the crowd.
This is true. But I think as far as just promos, I think this is an absolute advantage, because people are talking like regular people. This can transfer into a live crowd. The only thing he would just literally have to stop for people to just cheer and continue. You can still deliver that same intensity and that same pace and still talk like a regular person. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I get out of it.
Man, this thing ruined 316 Day.
Oh,
and
yeah.
watching Austin's promo with no fans,
Yeah.
having Byron have to kind of help him, have any type of reaction to feed into, the humor they were trying to portray. I could totally see this promo in an arena filled with people.
Yeah, it'd be a lot better.
This promo, it fell flat, and it's because the what's and the hell yes, they're dependent on these fans going crazy.
Yeah.
So, not a knock on Stone Cold. I love Stone Cold. But
this is one of the disadvantages.
This is the disadvantage right here. Like,
have empty arena.
Some of those gimmicks that we're used to every week from our favorites, they're not gonna translate well with no one there. Look at John Cena. He had to reference the fact that he said, "You can't see me," to make people understand that it's because you guys are not here.
That's one of those things. I feel like that back and forth with Bray Wyatt.
No, that was great. That was great overall. But
benefited
he tried
from
to still hit his certain notes as far as his gimmick goes that plays into the fans and the crowd.
Okay.
Those little aspects don't work in an empty arena. I agree with you with the focus, zoomed in kind of. We just want to hear what he has to say, and you can see the passion in his face. That kind of promo, that's probably the best way they can, take advantage of the situation.
To be honest with you, I think in an empty arena, I really don't even think you need mics.
You don't need mics.
You don't need mics.
Yo, when Bailey and Sasha were speaking, I'm like, why the hell do they have mics when I can hear them speaking without them?
I hope AEW does it. I hope they just come out there. I hope
it was ridiculous. I was like, yo,
mics.
why do they have mics out there when I can hear them
clearly? Your voice is echoing.
I can hear them clearly.
I hope AEW does that. And when it comes to
my Lord.
What do you need mics for? What do you need mics for?
No.
For what? What do you need for what?
How do you
Play
think?
into it.
Do you have any other advantages of
I
situation
think
with the PC?
the advantage
How can this affect
was
storylines?
having Kana-chan TV on commentary, because she wrote a lot to that segment.
Who?
Asuka.
Oh, Asuka?
Oscar, oh yeah. Oscar,
I don't know.
Oscar's
kind of hit and miss with me. I love her though.
Oscar might be one of the best things that happens since it's empty arena. The way she danced up the arena last week, her on commentary this week. Oscar's batting 1,000 right now. You know what I'm saying? She's taking advantage of these little things and just like.
It's all like an advertisement for her YouTube channel.
So
That's exactly what it is.
as far as WrestleMania, what do you think are ways they can utilize the PC to actually make WrestleMania?
I personally think they should pre-tape some of these matches and really up the production value. Big fireworks, different camera angles.
They can't have fireworks in that vicinity though.
Think
about it.
Oh, they can't have
Think about it.
They can't have
This
big
is
fireworks.
my idea.
They can have little fireworks.
This is my idea because they have a big area surrounding the PC. I have two ideas. The first one is if they have to use the inside of the PC, I say they bring the cameras in tight and CG screen everything besides the look and the feel of the WrestleMania ring, right? Everything around it, you zone it off with green screen sheets. You create a crowd digitally that's in the theme of WrestleMania. So it's pirates and things like that. So you got pirate sailors and people from that era CGI'd in the crowd. So when the camera pans out for like performance notes, like like body language, camera shots, stuff like that, when they convey pain or tell the story without actually speaking.
Yeah.
In those moments in the background, you can have the digital crowd in the back. They've done it with countless shows. If they could pull off a Tupac hologram in a major concert live with thousands of people and still pull it off like it looks legit, I think they could take that concept. My second idea would be take the big things of WrestleMania, as far as like, I'm pretty sure there was like a WrestleMania themed pirate ship. Maybe bring that into like the parking lot of the PC or the surrounding areas. Dress up the PCs outside areas real nice and just pre-tape these matches outside.
I think what they should do
Have
is
the ring surrounded by
like
props.
that, but in a way like somewhere remote where they could be, that's nobody's around or anything, where they could do all this pyro and such, but don't present it in a way that's like sports oriented. Why don't we just try to make it movie like?
So Lucha Underground, the situation.
But better. but
better. That's kind of where my idea for the CG and the PC comes from, because
I mean,
you can actually edit the match in a way that everything around it is transformed.
What they could do is make like an action set, like I don't know, like the 2K20 has the wasteland.
If you want the big fireworks, they would have to take the ring and all the props and everything that makes it WrestleMania
even go
outside.
You could even go futuristic, put some robots in the crowd, or put some.
You can't put fucking robots in a pirate themed WrestleMania, bro.
I really
Robo
think,
Pirates.
I think some of the matches should be pre-taped, and they should take some of the different ways how they cut it, how they angle it. Some of the matches should be shot like an action scene, and some of the matches should be live. I think Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre should be live. We should be watching that live as it happens.
I don't think the show should be live. I don't think the show should be live, because why even bother having a live show that in the PC we can hear the vibrations of the match echoing with no one there? It's not working on Raw. It's not working on SmackDown so far, as keeping the audience as engaged. Like, a lot of people are turning away because of this format.
I think
so. The best way to utilize it.
A lot more people are turning in because of this, because it isn't the arena.
They got about the same amount of viewers, considering that
SmackDown ratings went up
by a little bit. They went up to their ratings that were close to their high,
which just goes to show you. No crowd draws.
No crowd draws.
I'm saying
no crowd draws.
But
I mean, there's a lot of different ways they can go about this. I don't think the entire thing should be live.
They should do WWE Backyard of Mania.
I think select matches should be live. I do not think the entire thing should be shot live. It's just too daunting with no crowd there. It's just
so
daunting.
Why would I want to see that live when they could pre-record it and then edit it in a way that brings up the presentation?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I would have most of it pre-taped.
I wouldn't have anything live.
I would have a couple of matches.
I wouldn't have anything live. I'd have the most polished matches you've ever seen in WWE, because now you have the time to have the video editors and the people that make those promos. Imagine these matches filmed in Chronicle style. Imagine WrestleMania in a Chronicle style.
That's what I would like to see.
That would be better than them doing it live and having the ability to show any fuck ups or technical mess ups live on TV. I'd rather them have the time, take these next 2-3 weeks, build up your IT, build up your production crew, and get them to really make the PC work for WrestleMania. It has to look top notch. And I'm sorry, but the lights and all this like design they got inside the PC, it's actually distracting, and it brings you more into the fact that there's nobody around them. they have nothing but lasers in the crowds and empty seats, and it puts a spotlight on the fact that it's so empty. So I think they should just pre-tape them and edit these in a way that they blow our minds with as far as how it looks. Chronicle style videoing for WrestleMania, that'd be amazing.
That would be dope. But that would be cool. And they don't really do things like that.
Give them credit.
Sometimes they do. Yeah, sometimes.
They do a lot of
Do
cool
they?
things as far as their documentaries and stuff.
Yeah, I know. That would be dope if they transferred it into the regular matches. But you know that
Wait, before we go, there's only one company that I can think of that will not be affected by this.
Ring of Honor. They already had these crowds.
They're used to this.
But we can do this all day.
Can we?
So with that asshole segue, let's wrap it up tonight.
Focus, where can they find you at?
That Kayfabe_focus.
AJ, where can they find you at?
At Kayfabe_AJ on Instagram, as well as the Kayatic Dreams podcast. Check us out.
You can find me at Mr_Richard Moon. You can find me at Kayfabe Avenue. We have a YouTube page. Like, share, and subscribe.
Follow our Facebook group
All that.
at Kayfabe Avenue.
OnlyFans. Patreon.
Patreon. We follow us on all major podcast platforms: Spotify,
Anchor.
Apple, Anchor, wherever you listen to your podcast at. With that being said, unfortunately, the earth is still closed
Due to the Ronas.
but we are still here providing you with all your latest wrestling news, opinions, all that good stuff. With that being,
Shout out to the Hall of Fame, though. They did finally put Davey Boy Smith, and with that cheap plug, check out our Davey Boy Smith 10 reasons why he should be in the Hall of Fame.
yeah, this guy called it weeks.
I called it 2 months before they announced it.
Before it happens, man. Before it
And
happens,
I did that with China last year too. Check that out. 9 reasons why she's a 9-1 wonder of the world.
He calls it. You gotta check him out. He calls it.
Yeah.
He
Next
calls it.
year.
It was next year.
I'll think about that.
Oh, all right, we'll see. Maybe we'll get that.
Maybe we'll get that Owen Hart. Maybe.
We should.
Just maybe. I feel like it might be in the works.
I know, but that's really not.
It's rare. It's a rare occurrence.
That's not WWE. That's actually not WWE's fault.
What
That's,
alluded me to that was Austin's kind of documentary. I mean, his podcast with Bret Hart.
Yeah.
You didn't see it.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But
It's
that's
when he buried Goldberg this week.
But that's
Boy,
that's
the
his
most
wife, though.
unprofessional. Ooh.
That's his wife though, on Hart.
No, this is wife.
That's really his
but
wife though. I think WWE would have probably put him in there.
the Hall of Fame
long
question
ago.
did come on. They said, you know,
They working.
Hopefully,
I would think he would want to be on it.
He should.
So.
He should be.
Hey,
Owen Hart
who knows?
was. But that's a whole other conversation for another time. Like I
Yeah.
said, you know that we can do this all
Yeah.
day. You know that you can find us.
Find us at everywhere. We said to find us.
Exactly. Just one more time, we're on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. You can find us on all major platforms. With that being said, we must bid you a farewell.
Chicken wings.
What? That's how we got into this shit in the first place.
Kenny, take us home.
Goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bang.